Good evening and welcome to the Nation's Facebook page. My name is Anmar, Goodridge-Boyce, and we're coming to you live from the Garrison Savannah ahead of tomorrow's big Sandy Lane Go Cup, and I'm joined by resident horse racing analyst Lindon Yarde. Good evening, Lindon.
Yes, good evening to you and welcome to the Garrison Savannah. Of course, we're looking forward to tomorrow's edition, the 30th running of the Sandy Lane Barbados Go Cup. 23 years of sponsorship by Sandy Lane Hotel, and what a fantastic day we can expect tomorrow.
Let's paint the scene for our viewers. There's loads of people here right now, lots of jockeys, lots of trainers. Let's tell them.
Yes, they're having a fun day, normally known as the Sandy Lane pre-Go Cup line, where you get the jockeys race, the owners race, the grooms race, the trainers race. There's also spectators race. There's also, I think, 3 or 4 scurries on the day, and it really sets the tone for tomorrow's big event. There's also pre-Go Cup betting, which will begin at 5 p.m. on all the races on the card. So as you can see, it's a fantastic day so far, and the crowd is getting bigger and bigger.
Tell us about the betting since you mentioned about it.
Well, the betting will definitely center around the favorite horses in the Go Cup, namely the Northern Stars, the Night Prowlers, and people tend to play jockeys more than horses because you get a lot of people that aren't familiar with the horses, but they're familiar with the Jalon Samuels, they're familiar with the Ricky Walker, Anderson Trotman. So from the non-purist perspective, you will more get them leaning towards jockeys, whereas there are some horses that are very popular, namely the Brave Stars, the Gandalf, and the Northern Stars, and the Infrared. So they're going to be carrying the majority of the money where betting is concerned tomorrow. 11
races on the card, but the Go Cup is race number 9. Let's put it all into perspective.
Well, you can expect a fantastic Go Cup. Jalon seeks win number 5. He is the marquee guy in the event. There's also some international flair in the young Sean Levy, who's jetted over from the United Kingdom. He raced Bodie Tap and imported in the race, which also helps to add towards the event. An English jockey has not won the race since Richard Quinn in 1994-95 aboard Asian Jane and Alta Jane. So all in all, it promises to be an exciting event. Is Anderson Trotman, 8-time champion jockey Barbados, twice a winner of the Sandy Lane Barbados Go Cup. Ricky Walker has also won the Go Cup before 2007 with Risky For Me. So despite the fact that several high-profile owners are missing, it promises to be an exciting affair tomorrow.
You mentioned Sean Levy and you mentioned Bodie Tap. I spoke with him a couple of days ago, but the thing about Sean is that his horse has never ridden on this track before. How do you think that it will cope?
I think as professional athletes and equines, they will handle themselves. You know, it's just what we think in our minds that believe. We look for all the reasons why this shouldn't happen, that shouldn't happen. No horse has ever bolted in the 38-year history of the Go Cup, 37 years of the Go Cup that I can remember before. I can remember one single fall in the Go Cup, Beauchamp Imperial, going around top turn. So, you know, it's really a myth, it's a mind thing. And as I said, as professional athletes, you just adapt to the conditions that are available to you.
Northern Star, I've been hearing this name from the time we came up here and did the previews. Everyone was telling me Northern Star is the horse to beat, Northern Star is the Garrison bully. Talk to us about Northern Star.
Well, he's done everything right, the son of Carpe Diem out of Aquarius Star. He's 6 for 6 at 1,800 meters, which is tomorrow's Gold Cup distance. It's going to be a tough assignment simply because he comes in the race off an injury. He returned from an 8-month layoff where he had an operation on his feet, on one of his foot, and then he won a sprint race. You can get away with a sprint going 1,100 meters. Now the real test comes at 1,800 meters, and despite the fact that he is 6 for 6 at a distance, this will be the toughest competition he's faced with overseas horses. He's defeated the likes of Infrared. The main horses we have here, he's taking care of them. But for me, his main test is how does the foot stand up under pressure. Because mind you, the Gold Cup is the only 9-furlong race in Barbados that you sprint. You sprint 1,800 meters.
Wow, Lindon, you have all the details. And it's interesting people are going with Northern Star as opposed to Night Prowler, which is Jalon Samuels.
Well, it's very interesting, right? Because Northern Star is a household brand in Barbados. When you talk horse racing, you talk Northern Star. Outside Northern Star, now you get Brave Star, you get Gandalf, which are just making their way up the corporate ladder. You know, but those are the household names. So Northern Star being a household name, he's done everything asked of him before. As I said, this is his biggest test. He skipped 2 Gold Cups, mind you, and he's won 2 Tiger Woods, which is a lighter race for West Indian bred horses. But this is a real test. I like him, but I think based on the fact that he has that injury under his belt, I always believe a fitter horse will always give you more of a trouble than anything else.
Okay, and we have 3 Creoles. Let's speak about the rest of them, and Victor Cheeseman as the trainer.
Well, we have 3 Creoles, and alongside Northern Star, there's also Gandalf and the Brave Star, both stablemates of Northern Star. Now, Gandalf has really turned the Garrison on its head because he stepped out of his league, his trio campaign, into his 4-year-old season, and he's tormented the top-class horses, Infrared included, Celestial Storm, who are also in the race. So he's taking care of them. The difference is that's going 1,570 meters. Now he has relentless speed. He has to show that, and the problem, as I said, a Gold Cup is a sprinting test, so he has to sustain. And despite the fact he has 118 pounds, he has the outside draw, which means he will be required to use a little more than the average horse on the inside. Therefore, I suspect between the top of the hill, 3 furlongs out, he could be under tremendous pressure to sustain this gallop, because Infrared is also going to want the front. There's a mystery in the race from Antigua. The first time a horse from Antigua is actually going in the race, Burndines, who is a front-running sort. As I said, Northern Star is a stalker, Bodie Tap also a stalker, and Jalon Nightcrawler a stalker. So when the stalkers get going, especially if it sets up early on the front end, where maybe I suspect, once the track stays like it is now, I suspect we can see 23, 46, 110 or 111, which is all suicidal fractions. Because Infrared needs the lead to win, Gandalf will need the lead to win, something's got to give. And if you normally go fast, it can set up for a downweight closer or a steer who's just going to stalk the pace. When they come and ask the question, is what you have left in the tank.
Speak to us now about the outside horses. We spoke about the locals. Let's talk about the Antigua. Let's talk about these horses from the United States.
Yes, Antigua base bought from the United States in 2016. His last win was a Delaware Park over in the United States as well. He has 4 wins from 14 starts. His highest distance he win is a mile and 16th. He's been going good since he came here. Looks little bit on the bigger side, and an interesting sort. He's usually a front runner, typical to what Gandalf and Infrared do. So if he adjusts to the strap, it will make it quite interesting. I'm sure the Antiguans will be keen to have their first Gold Cup.
Okay, Lindon, just before we go, I just want you to tell the viewers the 10 horses in tomorrow's race.
Yes, the 10 horses for the 30th edition of the Sandy Barbados Gold Cup is Celestial Storm 1. That'll be ridden by Rashid Hughes. Northern Star 2, the local favourite, ridden by Antonio Swagger White Hall, who won the Jockey's Championship in Winnipeg, Canada last year. Sure that. Debonair David, one of the outsiders in the field, ridden by the young Dylan Lopez, the son of Simon Husbands. Night Prowler, one of the favourites, ridden by Jalon Samuels, who seeks win number 5, number 4. Infrared, also well considered, ridden by 8-time champion jockey Anderson Trotman in position 5. 6 is Brave Star, a local favourite, ridden by Afri Ward. He'll be one of the outside. Burndines, the Antiguan, is reloading from post position number 7. Bodie Tap, the imported brought in with racing because of Mark Goodridge, will be ridden by United Kingdom-based Sean Levy. And they will race out of post position number 8. Refire, one of the outsiders in the race, will be ridden by Antonio Bishop in post position number 9. And the local choice, where speed is concerned, Gandalf, will be ridden by Ricky Walker, who won the Gold Cup in 2007 with Whiskey for Me, and he seeks the Hotspur win, number 2.
Okay, Lindon, those are the 10 horses and jockeys. Now, your prediction, Lindon.
Well, you know, you believe that the commentator, as a writer, you should know it. By any day, the horses usually make their decision. What I'll say, my winner is horse number 4, Night Prowler. Northern Star horse number 2 is also going to be in there, despite the fact I have a little concerns with his lack of inactivity leading up to the race. He spent more time in the sea than he spent on the track, and in racing, you have to put your foot down to run. Bodie Tap and Infrared. Not necessarily the back 3 in those order, but anyhow in that order. But my winner, Night Prowler.
So with that being said, post time 12 o'clock, race time 4:30, and we'll see you at the races.